is up, guys? Good to see you. I'm just going to go ahead and apologize for Gage and I's looks.
Not good.
I had a really hard workout class earlier, and I decided not to fix my hair, and I don't think Gage has an excuse.
I've just been lazy. My hair is quite fluffy today, but enjoy it in its glory.
We're going to get this rolling right now. I have a not interesting, but I think more unique gas station ad. Gage is having one hell of a throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Back like 20 years, I think. You're going back 20 years.
Oh, roughly,
Yeah, roughly. And then we have a cool little juice insight for you. So with all of that, we're going to get started right about now.
Oh, there you go. Superstar.
The end of the practice is when we do all of our intensity drills.
Okay.
She was going at it.
Stop. If we get them to Detroit by, let's say Monday the 15th. Time's right there. There we go. Yeah. Just, you can't.
Don't want to talk about it.
When you see the water tower, you're gonna make a right.
If we win this, is the one way to get to the playoffs.
I know.
All right, so I love this commercial. One, because the storytelling is great. Like, I never played basketball, but I played football. I remember having some of these same moments. So many kids growing up playing youth sports. Like, I love the part where he asked the lady for directions, like a right or left of the water tower. That was well done. Practicing with her, he's trying to take work calls and multitask. Storytelling, top notch, and incredibly relatable for, I would assume, the majority of fathers, and eventually when teens start driving, them as well, because they're going to have those memories. And so that alone makes a solid 6.3 or so. But then you add on top of that gas stations don't really have a presence. They don't have a brand. They don't really have a story. I mean, being from the Midwest, Quick Trip has a massive brand, but there's not a lot through advertising. That's more of just because they're consistently good.
Execution.
All the time.
Yeah, execution.
Yeah.
Yeah,
execution. So I did my grade. Jeez. I'm gonna give it my grade of a 6.7, 6.8. Really good for me.
Yeah, so a couple things on this one. Props to them for being different, right? In my personal evaluations, I will always I tend to rate an ad higher if it is different, right? So car commercials, it's almost every single time a car driving on some scenic route with some serious music. If you do something different, props to you. And that's what Phillips did here. They told a story, they made it relatable, they made it heartfelt for teens about to drive, for fathers, and I'm sure mothers can be found in there somewhere as well. Moms do as well, drive their kids to soccer practice, for example. But there wasn't a great insight. There was good execution, but you'd expect that from a brand. 5.1. It was good, not great. It was a little different, but it wasn't anything special either. But it was a quality ad. Good for them for doing a brand, not a promotion, though. Props to that.
You said 5.1, correct?
Yes.
Damn, it's a big gap. But to each their own. Not gonna argue with that. All right. Now, you are up, correct? With your pizza commercial?
It's a wonderful commercial.
All right, folks. Get ready to get in your feels. Here we go.
Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. Then suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wondering, what could it be? They point to the sky and I look up above, and a baseball falls into my glove. I play right field. It's important to know. You gotta know how to catch, you gotta know how to throw. That's why I play in right field, way out where the dandelions grow.
As a proud sponsor of Little League Baseball, Pizza Hut welcomes all the kids who make it great.
Isn't it great?
This was really, really, really good for a lot of reasons. One, for a brand spot, not a promotion spot, but a brand spot like the one we just discussed, it is really important not to show your brand, what you're selling, who you are, at least consciously, if you will, like not in the background until the very end, because you want to tell a really good story to get people emotionally involved, right? Like, and they didn't do that until the very end. Now for the execution of everything. Right field in Little League is traditionally the worst spot for. It's the spot for your worst player, right? You stand out there, pick dandelion, spin circles, no one cares. Like, you're generally not the most popular kid on the team. And they concoct this scene to where, like, the ball randomly falls in the kid glove. I know, what are the odds? But then this kid is a hero. He goes from zero to hero. And while I cannot relate to this because I am not a father, I do not have young kids. Um, like, I've been told that, like, one of the greatest joys a parent can have is your kid being happy, you making them happy, seeing them happy, like that look in their eye. And this paints such a relatable picture to so many families about their kid winning the game and being the hero, right? Like, this is like they spoke to parents very, very well here. This ad won 2 Clios. It's a great ad, great spot, really solidified Pizza Hut as one of the major players. Great production value, and so on and so forth. Great ad, 7.7 props.
All right, so obviously it's good. It won awards. It was done by an agency. It was absolutely on fire. I'm not quite as high. Before I explain, I'm gonna give it like a solid 7, 6.9, somewhere in there. Like, yes, this is good. It put itself as the family Little League place to go. We are a family restaurant that you can also get pizza at. That's kind of what it told you. And I like telling the story of right field as a place to celebrate. It kind of relates those nice, positive, it's a happy place, good things, celebration place. I like it all. I really do. It's a good idea. I'm just not totally won over. It might be because the graphics are so old, and that might throw me off. I'm not really sure. But 6.9 to 7, like, very good. It won 2 Clios, so still very good, but just didn't totally sell me on it storytelling wise.
Yeah, and there's some context to be had here, right? Like, ad quality 20 years ago, which is not what it is right now.
All right, now, as always, it's time for Curious Culture, and this one comes from a very small niche type thing, juice. More specifically,
Yes.
a brand called Apple and Eve. Not sure how I feel about the wordplay, but it is what it is. So their target audience was moms, specifically newer moms, because younger kids drink juice boxes. And here's what it was. Uh, um, the agency who did this was AMP. So AMP took a deep dive into audience insights for our core target, the nurturer mom. We discovered that this audience is driven by affirmation that she's doing a good job as a parent. We aim to establish Apple and Eve as the preferred juice option, as the brand that understands her values and purpose as a mom, and why providing her family with the best is so important. So, this insight being just basically tell mom she's doing a good job because she wants to raise her kid right, she wants to do well, and she wants to have a healthy kid. And so they took this insight and they created a campaign that promoted coupons and impressions, and basically all the while, telling her that, like, this juice is good for you. It's gonna make your kid healthy. You're making the right choice. So I don't. This isn't totally out there. I don't think this is some big, like, turn the category on its head, brand moving, brand identity changing type thing. But it is kind of a nice little softball insight and something that really speaks to a very, very, very important topic, because a lot of times advertising's like, oh, toothpaste, toilet paper, whatever, which aren't necessarily like that vital to your life as far as brands go. But when it comes to your kid, there's always that everything needs to be perfect, everything needs to be the best. So they did that. So the insight wasn't that great, but they did it in such an important facet of someone's life that it kind of helped it along.
Yeah, this is decent advertising, just a tick under good, not anywhere near great advertising. It was a softball, right? Like it doesn't take a genius to figure out. Moms want the best for their kid, and they want to be affirmed that they're doing a good job, because that affirmation only comes from possibly their parents, which they may not see a lot, and the gratification of their kid doing something or achieving something, and these are often few and far between, right? I get it, and it was decent. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't spectacular. Some of the things they did, like online advertising and data-driven advertising is becoming such a force, and I have my own mixed feelings about that. I know Grant does as well. I know they did programmatic and like banner advertising, which I'm not a fan of banner advertising. I know neither is Grant. I have a buddy who works at another agency, and he's like most banner click throughs are by accident, actually, right? Like they're not actually doing a lot. People are developing banner blindness as well.